Hello, my name is Catherine Kolkoski, and my husband and I have been members of the Vineyard for probably around 8 years. In the last couple years, we were asked to go down and experience community, experience church with David down in North Kansas City, so that's what we've been doing. David called and asked me if I wouldn't be part of this, my husband and I wouldn't be part of this team that's going to be making phone calls to people that I've reached out to the Vineyard. Maybe people have made connections there over the years, and of course we responded yes. One of the things that David had said to me is that he was hoping that through this that we would be able to maybe form a deeper community with people. And when I said to him, well, you can't help but do that, and then I went in to kind of explain this model, and he asked me to write it down, but I thought video, with us being in quarantine, it might be a little more interesting instead of reading something. So I'm going to explain what I kind of talked to him. In the 80s, I did a lot of, even though I'm in online marketing now, in the 80s, I did a lot of work with groups, group communication, forming community in groups and things like that. And one of the people that we studied was Scott Peck. And Scott Peck has a model that he calls the 4 levels of building community. And you can find that actually in this book called The Different Drum by Scott Peck. And the 4 levels of community start with, of course, pseudo community. So pseudo community is when people, it's like when you walk into a party for the first time, you don't know very many people, and maybe you're a little bit uncomfortable, you don't divulge a lot of information from yourself. There's a lot of, hey, how are you? Fine. How are you? Thanks. Great. Small talk. Small talk is something that is representative of what they call pseudo community. So in order to move to the next level of community, people usually go through what Scott calls chaos. Chaos can be anything from a bad experience, a lie, a miscommunication, an infidelity, things like that. Things that throw a relationship, 2 people, a group of people, into a situation that maybe is unpleasant. He calls it chaos. Now, you might have experienced this in different relationships. A lot of marriages do that. And what they say when you go through chaos together, or you go through something that's unpleasant or difficult, is you come out on the other side stronger. Okay? So when you go through chaos, you have to then go to this level that he calls emptiness, which is where communication gets more authentic, more real. People start sharing their feelings. They start telling the truth. They start being more of who they are. And that level is called emptiness. And when you go through emptiness, it's only then that you get to this level of community. So not sure that people can go from pseudo community to community. I'm sure you can without going through a little bit of chaos. So I wanted to share those. David asked me to share them. So I'll go through them really quickly one more time. There's pseudo community, which is people pretending, kind of fake small talk. Then there's chaos, which is something that comes up, like COVID-19, people not being able to go to church. And then comes emptiness, which is people becoming and being real, telling the truth, letting people know how they feel, and then you get to community. So those are the 4 levels of community building. I hope it helps.